Hello, this is Katie Scott with Kiss and Tell Scrapbooking, and I am going to try something new. I have some embossing ink, an embossing ink pad, which I bought for 10 cents at a scrapbooking yard sale. Can you give me a bottle of water, please? And I'm going to try this out with a stamp and also with embossing powder, which this is trial and error, so I am not an expert at doing this. Thank you. Okay, so I brought some home today. Here it is in this little box. So I got this embossing powder at CHA in 2009 when I went in the summer, and Judykins herself gave it to me. Her name is like Judy Watanabe, and she's entirely entertaining. And so there's like white and gold. So I have metallic gold, white diamond, and Egyptian gold. The metallic gold is darker than the Egyptian gold. And then I have some stamps, and I also have these stamps. So I'm just going to do some trial and error here because I don't do a lot of stamping, but I think I understand the process. So here's what I think happens in the embossing process in scrapbooking. So you get your embossing pad, you get the embossing powder. And glitter and embossing powder are not the same because I tried that and it doesn't work. So let's use the darkest one because I think that'll probably be the easiest to show up. And I'll just use a scrap piece of paper and see what happens. Let's see. Just grabbing a piece of paper here. So here's a patterned piece of paper. I'm going to try it on the lined part, and let's see. So my understanding is this: we take the stamp, like emboss it up on this, and I've seen some people do. Okay, and so when I'm doing it like this, I can feel that the embossing pad is a little bit sticky. And I don't know like how awesome this pad is since I bought it at a scrapbooking yard sale, and it looks like it has been used. So I don't know if this is like an old bad one or what. Okay, then you stamp it on your paper. I think you're supposed to put like on something cushy underneath it. And now I'm putting that down. And now okay, so I can see the image in the embossing powder. And I think pretty quickly I need to have a paper towel down here, but I'm just taking a piece of white paper. I'm taking the embossing powder and just shaking it on. And then from what I understand, you shake off the excess. So I have it on there. Okay. And I've even heard like if you like do like that with your finger, like that kind of a thing, you just like flick it a little bit. Okay. So there we go. Cool, right? And it looks like glitter. It looks like and I don't think you can see that in this video, but it looks glitter. It looks like glitter to me, just looking at it. So then, if you have a heat gun, you probably know about embossing. But if you're like me, and you don't own a heat gun, but you've seen them at the craft store or the scrapbooking store and wondered what the heck that was for, you might try this little trick that I heard about, and I just am re-listening to it. It was on the paper clipping roundtable, and it is episode number 54, and it's called At Peace with Buckling. And I don't know who's talking here because I can't really see. It's not showing me like who it is, but the person on the guest is saying that she used to use a toaster instead of, like, the other option is a lot of people will try to use a blow dryer, and that's not a good idea because the blow dryer will blow your, like, even this glitter all around, which is it's not glitter, it's embossing powder. So I'm just going to put this over here to the side, and now I'm going to have my toaster. And my husband does not know what I'm up to because he would not be happy with me. He does not even like the fact that we own a toaster. He thinks they're a fire hazard. So hopefully I will not catch this on fire, and hopefully he will also not come in. So I'm putting the toaster, it's just a regular toaster, right? Turning the toaster on. Okay, so the toaster is going to be getting hot. And then I'm going to put, like, embossing powder side up over the toaster. And what the girl on the paper clipping round table, the guest, said is you hold this over and you can watch the embossing powder do its magic. So I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but we'll see. We'll see if this little theory works. What I would guess is you don't want to hold it like embossing powder down, because then maybe it would get into your toaster. Because I was looking in the depths of my toaster and there was lots of like breadcrumbs and that sort of thing. And I don't think probably embossing powder and breadcrumbs are going to mix very well. So I recommend you do it like this. Okay, I'm starting to smell. It's starting to smell weird. So I would guess that means it's working. Ugh, it smells super bad. Although I'm like more sensitive to smell than I think most people are. I have a dog nose. Oh, I'm getting some kind of something going on. Okay, so it's not really, like, it doesn't seem like the embossing deal is really working yet. Had this on for, I should have timed it, but it's just, ugh, it smells really horrible. I'm trying not to breathe through my nose so I don't have to smell it, but I don't imagine breathing through your mouth is probably any better. So I would suggest do this in a well ventilated area, which I am not doing. And then what I've heard is you kind of look at it from the side to see if the embossing powder pop is doing its magic. And so I don't think one round of the toaster oven was enough. Maybe I'm not holding it close enough. Yeah, my husband would totally have a cow if he knew what I was up to in here. He knows I'm filming a scrapbooking video, but he doesn't know the nature of the video or that I have the toaster in here. You know, it doesn't really seem like it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Which is supposed to be like, the glittery looking stuff is supposed to seem like, see, it's almost, well, it looks like it's almost there when I put it up there, but in real life it doesn't really seem like it's doing what it ought to. I also thought under this theory, like, you could probably like put a bunch of, you know, get a baking sheet and then put tin foil on it, right? And then put your papers with the embossing powder on them so you don't mess up your baking sheet. And then put that in the oven. And I wonder if you watched it carefully, you could, you know, this just doesn't seem like it's doing much of anything. Wouldn't it be horrible if it just like lit in on fire? Because that's apparently a danger. So don't try this at home. I shouldn't try this, but I don't. Oops. There's our phone. Oh, it's my mother. Hi, Mom. Oh, I don't know the answer then. Yeah. Maybe press source. Source? Source? Like the source? I don't know. Hold on just a second. Hey, Charlie? Can you help my mom work her remote control? She's on the phone. She pushed a button and her TV won't go now. He's coming. Okay, bye. So, embossing powder, and we can help you work your TV remote. That seems to be like a common question for my husband. Not only do I ask him a question like that, but my mother and his mother ask him those types of questions on a pretty routine basis. Not our kids. Our kids know how to work all the stuff, even the inputs. Okay, it feels like my paper is like really hot, but it doesn't seem like this is really working. I don't know, maybe it did work. It's pretty. I'm not really sure if it worked or not. I guess it must have. So there you go. I have tried embossing for maybe the second time. I'm not sure if it worked or not. So I'm going to make a layout with this now. I'll post it on my blog. You can tell me what you think if you're an embossing powder expert. Which chances are, if you're a scrapbooker, you probably know more about embossing than I do. But I like to try things to see if I can get them to work without reading the instructions. So, which is probably why I can't operate the remote control. So there you have it. Embossing. Heat embossing with a toaster. Okay, that's all. I'm Katie Scott with Kiss and Tell Scrapbooking, and I'm out. Bye.